Well, it's interesting. Mira's the star, but it seems like once you know the movie and what it's about, it's really more about Shane West. And I don't think that's a spoiler per se, because it's more about it's more about his love and redemption rather than just a ghost love story.
Yeah.
So
very much so. And you know, it's fun at screenings because I'll sometimes say, who thinks the woman is the main character, and half the audience raises their hand. And I'll say, who thinks the ghost is the main character, and other people raise their hand. And for me, by far, the ghost is the main character. And if you look at the directing, even he's the one who gets the most point of view shots. He's the one who has most of the discovery moments in the movie. By the end, I very much think that it is his movie.
Okay. Well, the story definitely takes it up a notch once Tony Curran comes on screen. He has sort of a captivating and paralyzing presence in the movie, and he does a lot with his voice and his acting, even though he's Scottish by birth.
Right.
With an American accent, he really draws you in. Did you ever consider maybe not having him use an American accent?
We talked about it, and there's actually one line in the movie, because he's such a great actor, and he has so much fun and gives you so many different variations in every take. There's one line where his accent creeps in, which he did just for fun. But one of the things we wanted to do, given whatever people have different interpretations of who he is in the movie, but if you take the literal interpretation, he's a demon. We just wanted him to have a very flat accent with like a Midwestern accent that had no accent really, because he's kind of a dead character. I mean, he's a demon. Our sound guy also did a lot of cool things where it's stuff you wouldn't really notice, but when he comes on the screen, the sound disappears. It's like his presence sucks the sound out of the room that he's in. And we played a lot with the sound behind different scenes and what was going on there. But yeah, I mean, we talked about it a lot, and we just decided that dead flat accent might suit the character best.
Okay. And let his performance come as opposed to gravitating towards the accent. I get you.
Yeah.
Well, personally, I thought the best part of The Presence was that you wrote it so that the audience could draw their own conclusions.
Yeah.
It seems like you left enough breadcrumbs out so somebody could, connect the dots, but not be spoon-fed the story. They could make what they wanted out of it. Did you leave anything out on purpose, or was there anything that you put in that might have been misleading?
I wouldn't say misleading. There's, if you see the movie, there's a little revelation. It's minor, but with an article in a book that we toyed with whether that was going to be in or not, and we decided to leave it in for people who need some explanation. I love ambiguity, and I get irritated sometimes when you see a movie where everything is explained over and over again. And so we definitely set out to make a movie where you don't find out anything really about the ghost backstory. You don't know why he's there. We give little clues. If you want to latch on to them, you can. People have very different opinions of who he is and what his background is, and that's what I intended.
Okay.
I thought it would be a lot more fun if you go see a movie with a bunch of people and you come out and you all kind of are arguing about just exactly what did this mean, what did that mean, what does it mean, the stuff that goes on at the outhouse, what does it mean, this kind of thing, without me, kind of shoving my viewpoint, my theology, my opinions down the audience's throat. I just found that a lot more interesting.
Okay. Well, what I thought was quite interesting is that I'm not going to spoil the ending, but there's a scene where you need to draw what you want from it. You make your ending up. It actually kind of reminded me of parts. Have you seen Constantine?
Yes, I love that movie.
Okay. The ending, or even the way the man in black spoke to the woman and the man, it almost made it seem like ghosts are not just confined to this. Ghosts have an influence. They don't force someone's hand, but they influence them. And so was the presence a way of saying that ghosts exists outside of just the cottage, or?
It's very much my belief. I mean, and again, I didn't want to kind of shove my theology on the people in the movie, but I'm a big C.S. Lewis fan, and he has a wonderful book, very funny book, called The Screwtape Letters. And Tony actually, I had him read that book, and he loved it. It really helped with his character. And Screwtape Letters is basically an elderly demon Screwtape writing to his nephew Wormwood about how you mess with people. And in the world of Screwtape, every human being on Earth is assigned a demon who's constantly whispering in their ear, trying to create chaos and mess them up. And one of the great things about Screwtape is he keeps telling his nephew, "You're trying too hard. You need to be really subtle. They don't need to know you're there, and you can trip somebody up in a real small way, not a big way." And so that was one of the things I wanted to explore in the movie, but I didn't want it to be obvious that it was, you know, that again, that was my theology. So some people take that literally when they watch the movie, some people don't. Some people have, you know, wildly different interpretations of who this character is and what's going on, which again, I like.
Okay. Well, more on that. It seems that the present focuses more on atmosphere than exposition, and this kind of goes with what you were saying. You love the ambiguity.
Right.
Did the actors themselves, when they were reading this, did they bring anything to the story that maybe you didn't intend, or maybe?
I mean, they definitely performance-wise. I mean, there are two scenes we added some dialogue. A scene in the kitchen, a scene under the house. We added a little bit of dialogue, a little bit of backstory based on some of the character work in the early movie. Otherwise, the script is pretty much as written. But what's fun as a director is when you have really good actors. When you write something, you pretty much hear these lines being said in a certain way. And what's fun as a director is when you get actors who are so good, they do something you think, oh my gosh, I never would have thought of the line being delivered that way, but that's even better than what I thought. And with the 4 actors we had, it was a lot of fun for me, particularly in the editing process, to see all these things they brought to it that I really didn't see initially.
Okay. Well, you wrote the screenplay for the Gene Hackman, Morgan Freeman movie, Under Suspicion. Did you learn anything on that picture that you brought to the presence?
I definitely learned a lot. One of the things, I'll say, and we all agree on the project, I'll say I wrote something that 2 of the producers were real fond of, and so the script went through a lot of revisions with me and then with somebody else. And so the script is in some ways very different than what I originally wrote. When I said I could do the presents, I thought, okay, so now I want to do a movie where nobody tells me what to do, frankly. I get to do it the way I want. And so that's why you go out and raise your own money. And because if you get money from somebody, then you have to do what they say.
Right.
So we raised our own money and we did it our own way. And so now the movie is what it is. And I mean, I certainly learned a lot about the business, and I had a really good experience on Under Suspicion, but you definitely, when you're hired to do something, you have to do what the people say. And so with this movie, I wanted to be my own boss, basically, and create a movie that I had fun cutting.
Well, let me let you follow that up. Did you have fun? I mean, since it's your movie and you got to do it your way, do you feel like the presence is done? Is there anything you would want to revamp or retry?
I'm definitely the movie's harshest critic. I watch it and see all the things that I perceive as a mistake, see things that I would have done differently. At the same time, I really do like the movie, and it's very enjoyable to watch it with audiences because, like at the screening, people laugh and people jump, you kind of want them to, and while there are things that I would maybe do differently, at the same time, if I was given the opportunity to go back and do them differently, it would change the movie. The movie is what it is. It kind of turned out the way it has turned out. People really seem to like it, and I enjoy watching it as well. So even though I'm critical of it when I watch it, I do enjoy watching it, particularly with a crowd.
Okay. Well, speaking of good news, you've been having a good time at the festival, and has the presence been picked up?
Yes, Lionsgate has picked us up, which is great. We used to joke when we were making the movie about how we would want to be picked up by Lionsgate, and we never thought that would happen. So they picked us up, which is wonderful, and it will come out in some form in the fall. We're still kind of debating exactly what the best way to get the movie out to people is, but it should be out through Lionsgate this fall.
Okay. Well, I guess onwards and upwards, right?
I hope so.
What are you working on next?
I have kind of my dream project. Is a script I wrote a couple of years ago. Kind of did the presents really to show people I could make a movie to lead to this next one. It's called Mr. Clark. It's a drama. It's a dark twist on It's a Wonderful Life. And some people have optioned it. And like the presents, it is set in a very particular place with particular weather. So it's going to be about a year and a half before we get to make it. But it's optioned. We're starting to prep that. So I'm really looking forward to that. In the meantime, I'm kind of filming some TV offers and just some director for work hire, which I would love to do. Just at this point, instead of doing my own, just be hired to go and direct something for somebody else.
Fantastic. Looks like the sky's the limit, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, Tom, I want to say thank you for your time. I enjoyed the presence.
I'm glad you liked it. Thanks so much.
I hope that everyone gets the chance to see this it's a unique movie.
It's unique.
It's like a vaudeville take on an eerie Hitchcock movie. But I hope that people get to see it in the fall. And thank you for your time.
Hey, thanks very much. I enjoyed it.